Hi everyone, it's Graham here with another product review for you, and today I've got this dash cam for you to look at. It's a Pruveeo dash cam. This is a box it came in. I'm not going to do the unboxing because it'll make the video too long and you get bored. But this is the box it came in. It's quite well packaged, well protected, got some foam around it and everything else. So that's pretty good. Bought this from Amazon, and then inside this is what we've got. We've got obviously the camera. That's the camera. Quite natty, quite neat, very compact, which is what I like about it, because I like something that can't be easily seen and stolen. So that will fit nicely behind the rear view mirror, and hopefully less noticeable than my previous one. So that's that. This is a cable tray. Now I'm not sure whether I'll need that. When it came, it was actually this was fixed together. It slots together, and it's a devil of a job to get it apart. So I'm not going to put it back together again now unless I need to use it. So what happens with that is that fixes onto the windscreen and slots up to the camera like that, and the cable goes through there. But I'm not sure why I would need it, but we'll have a look at that anyway, and I'll see whether I need that or not. So that's the cable tray, that's the camera. You also get, and you will need, this 12 volt lead, which will go into your cigarette lighter in your car, cigarette lighter plug, and plenty of cable there. But it's got the camera has got a small internal battery, but it won't last long. It's just for you to set it up, etc. So you will need to run it with that, and it will need to be connected to 12 volts so that you get your camera footage, your video footage. There's a nice user manual which gives you all the instructions for use, how to use it. That's quite comprehensive. And there's these 3M sticky, double-sided sticky pads, which for you to stick the camera onto the windscreen, so that goes on there. And this one is for the cable tidy, which I may not use. I'll see whether I need it or not. So that would, if I do use it, that would stick the cable tidy to the windscreen as well. So there you. I'm hoping that that's better than my previous camera, which is this one, and it had got this suction cup, which was it was okay, but in hot weather I found that it just fell off the windscreen, and I'd find it dangling in the car, you know, and it was a bit of a pain, that was. So I'm hoping that these sticky-sided 3M, double-sided 3M sticky pads will be better than that. What you don't get with this, with the camera, is one of these. Now that's a micro SD card, so you will need one of those. You will need a micro one, which is a small size, and they do recommend you get a 32 gig. So when you put this in, it will record the footage, and when it's full up, it will overwrite what you've already recorded onto there. So you will need that. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. But I got that from Amazon as well. That's the adapter if you need it. But the micro card goes into the camera to store the footage that you've recorded. That wasn't expensive from Amazon, but you will need one of those. I made the mistake of thinking that I could use the one from my old camera, which was the larger version, which is that version. So I made the mistake of thinking I could use that in this camera, but I couldn't. So I had to buy the separate micro one as well. So I've got a spare one now. But anyway, yeah, just to be aware that you will need to buy that separately. It doesn't come with the camera. The other thing about the camera is, that's a screen there, is that it's Wi-Fi enabled, which means you can get an app on your Android phone or on your iPhone, and it will you can download the footage from this to your phone. So I'm hoping that's going to be quite handy as well. So that's the screen, small screen, but you don't need a big screen really. It's just to record it in case you have an accident, and then you can prove who's at fault. I think I do believe I've read the manual. I haven't used this yet. I'm going to pop it in the car. I'm going to show you how it goes in the car, and hopefully I'm going to show you some footage as well on this video. So we're going to do that next. But I've been told, or I've read in the instruction manual, that you can date stamp and time stamp the videos, so that you'll know exactly when, if you do have an accident. Hopefully you don't, but if you do, you'll know exactly when the accident occurred, and it will be on the video. So I think that's quite handy as well. The controls look to me as if they're quite simple. There's a control for the microphone, a control to start recording, and the power button there, etc. And that, I think that there is to go through the videos, but we'll have a look at that later. The other thing you can do with this, it sticks to the, like I said before, you have a pad there that sticks to the windscreen like that. You can imagine the windscreen there. That sticks to it like that with the pad onto there, and then this is the lens of the camera, but you can move that. There's a little thing there, can you see that, where you can turn the lens to whichever position is best to get your footage. Depends on the slant on your windscreen, I suppose. So there we are, that's the camera. I think I've told you all I can at the moment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fix it into the car and record some footage, and I'll put that footage on the video as well. So yeah, we'll have a look at that now. So what I forgot to tell you was that this has actually got the camera's got a mounting plate on. So it is actually detachable. You can take the camera off, obviously, if you want to. But I think really, with it being so small and the fact that it goes behind the mirror, hopefully I won't have to do, because the last thing you want to be doing is leaving the car somewhere and having to take the camera off and taking it with you and then fitting it back on when you come back in again. So yeah, so what we're going to do, yeah, so that comes off, you see, like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put that on, and then I'm going to put my sticky back plastic double-sided adhesive pad on. So it's just a matter of peeling the thing off. Right, so I've put that on the base plate there. Put the base plate back onto the camera, and it's just a bit fiddly getting this backing stuff off, but that's that. Now the important thing here is, when you're putting it on the windscreen, is to make sure the windscreen is clean for a start, the inside of a windscreen that is, so that it sticks nicely, there's no dust or anything like that on it, and also to position it correctly. So if you can see the screen there, look, I've got the screen on. It will allow you to put the screen on. In fact, it's recording. I don't want it recording, do I? Let's switch the recording off. Yeah, so the important thing is to position it right. So you've got a little bit of battery without plugging it into the 12 volt. So just make sure you put it in position. You see what I mean about going behind the rear view mirror, and it's quite small, so I'm going to put it around about there. I've got to leave room to put the cable on. I'm going to try it just there. Hopefully that's a good position. So we'll see how that goes. I can still reach all the controls and everything, and I can still see the screen. Okay, so we'll switch that off. So I've not used the cable tray. I don't think there's any need for it in my car. You might need it, but I didn't use it at all. So I'm not going to use that. The next thing is to plug the 12 volt into the camera. So we put it back up onto the base plate and slot it back into position. It's a bit, there we are. Yeah, plenty of clearance here. Just make sure you leave enough clearance there to allow for that little bit of the plug going in. So then all you've got to do is hide the wire somewhere. So what I normally do is, I've got from my previous camera, I've got these little things here which hold the wire in place. Now this camera hasn't got them, but I think you can buy them from DIY shops or whatever. So I'm going to track that along there, and it's just a matter of tucking it away out of sight. You can normally tuck it behind the trim, behind the roof trim there. So that's that, and the same just here. You can normally just tuck it into place. So I've tucked that wire in all the way along there under the trim, and then it comes down here. I've tucked it behind the trim there, down to there, and then you can see it coming under that trim there, and then underneath until we get to the actual plug itself. So plugged it in there. So what we'll do now then is we'll take it for a run and get a bit of footage, a bit of video footage, and see how it works. So from the front of the car, that's what it looks like. So it sort of more or less looks like part of the mirror, really. So yeah, we'll take it for a run anyway, and I'll put some video footage on the on this video. So I've downloaded the app onto my phone, which was a bit of a palaver because it don't quite give you the proper instructions. I had to go online to look, but anyway, this is the app. So you can see here, these are all the videos I took. So you can choose one of the videos and play it back. So there we are. That's a video I've just took. Go away, reminder. There we are. That's a video I've just took. And that's playing on my phone. So that's good. You can also go into the settings of the camera. Battery's getting a bit low now, but so there's all the settings as well. So you can actually set the camera up from your phone, which is handy as well, so you don't have to take the camera down off the mounting and set it up on your sort it out on your phone. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to try and download these this is on Wi-Fi at the moment, so I'm going to try and download it actually onto my phone and see if I can get these videos off. Yeah, so if you want to download one to your phone, I'm doing that at the moment. So I just clicked on it, tapped on it on the phone, and gave me the option to download. So that's quite handy as well. So yeah, you can download it to your phone. So here we are then. This is a bit of the video. The dark patch in the bottom left hand corner, I think it's where it's the mounting for the rear view mirror. So I've not quite done that right, but I don't think it'll affect it. I'm not going to bother taking it out again. So I'm hoping that won't affect it. So just be careful where you're actually mounting it on the windscreen. But I think the only thing I would say is that the screen is very small and very hard to see on the when you as it's fitted into the windscreen sort of thing. But that's not a problem for me, because really you don't want to be looking at it anyway, and you can do the Wi-Fi and look on your phone if you want to, so yeah, it's a very small screen. That's the only thing I would say. But I think really for a budget dash cam, which this one is, it's under £30 from Amazon. I got it, so I think it's pretty good value really, and it does the job. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching anyway, and thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers for now.